So in so in the last tutorial we saw how we can use Python from the CMD. So we used to do something like we used to head to CMD and then we do Python, we enter Python and press enter, and we are able to see a terminal where we can pretty much write Python. But today we are going to go ahead and do something different. We are going to install Jupyter Notebook where we can write Python. Why we are doing it? It's to keep the records of all the Python files that we are going to do, and that is also beginner friendly kind of thing. So let's close this thing. To do to install Jupyter Notebook, we have to just head to the CMD again. Here you are supposed to just write pip install Jupyter. So pip is normally a package installer that we use to install Python packages. So now that the package has gotten installed, you can just write Jupyter Notebook and it will take you to the Jupyter thing. Here you can just create your any Jupyter file, which usually we call notebook. Once it opens up, here you can just rename the file to, let's say, playing with Jupyter Python, just to specify. And now you can go ahead and do the same things that you were doing earlier, 2 plus 2. And after writing the code in the cell, you are supposed to hit run. Once you hit the run, it will show you the output. So similar to this, you can also use keyboard keys, which is shift plus enter, and it will show you the output. So all the things that you were doing in the terminal can be done here. And you can also write notes here for your, this is like, just change this to the markdown, and then it is not a Python runnable thing, it is just the text which you can make it as a notes kind of thing for you. It's not comment, it's not what should I say, coding part itself. It's now just used to write the text which helps you keep the notes. So if you write hash and then write something, it will be little bit bigger, and then you can use some other cell to write the code. If you declare so this is how you can actually use Jupyter Notebook to write the code, run the code, and sometimes you will have to see this thing. So at the right top you can see where Python is written, Python IPy kernel. So if it is a empty circle, then it means it is working fine. If it is a full circle, let me show you something which will make it happen, but the concept I will explain it later. So if any cell is running currently in a running process, then it will be always a full mode. So let me just make it so true. Now as you can see, this star implies, in this cell you can see left side star implies that this cell is running, and this implies that the kernel is not free, it is actually being executed. So whenever this kind of situation happens, your code is running and it is just implying that the your kernel is busy at the moment. So if you want to forcefully free the kernel, you have to press on this interrupt the kernel button. But if you do it here, then it is going to break the flow of the program. So if you like, if your program is working fine and it is doing its job, then you shouldn't do it. But if it is a if you really want to break your code at the moment, break the execution of the program, then you certainly have to just press this. Okay, so now that we know that, if you want to like add a cell, you can just add this plus button. If you want to like, yeah, sometimes one more thing that you might want to have is this line numbers. Sometimes you might not be able to see that, so just click on shift L, it will like remove the line numbers or get the line numbers for you. So like this. So this is pretty much it for Jupyter Notebook. We will talk about the identifiers in the next one. See you. Bye bye.